Hi guys, you okay? Must warn you, I still have last night's makeup on. I know. A lot of people say that people that do that are like absolute tramps, and I guess I'm a tramp then. Just watching a casual bit of Luther here. It's just so good, Luther. But anyway, what I was gonna say, yeah, I was just gonna have a chat about something quite bad that happened a few months ago. I actually lost my job. Yeah, bad, isn't it? And I just wanted to talk about it and how I dealt with the sadness and what I did to get a new job and just everything that happened, because honestly, it's really tough losing your job. And I'm sure you're all thinking like, well, why did she lose a job as well? There's got to be some, reason, whether it's really bad or whatever. So yeah, basically, I was a hairdresser. I was like a graduate hairdresser, so I'd done all of my college, but I did a lot of in-salon training because it was quite a posh salon. It's quite high-end, quite expensive. And sorry, just walk around the house now. Yeah, it's quite expensive. So we did all the training in the salon, and basically I stayed there for about a year and a half, and they just decided that I wasn't good enough. They literally just sat me down one day and told me that I wasn't good enough, and well, not in those words. They just said, oh God, let me think, that it hasn't worked out for me and it just didn't go the way that they expected, and they thought it'd be best to leave it as it was and just finish there. I was quite annoyed actually, because I actually said I was 19, 20 at the time, and I actually said, well, would you mind if I just rang my mum and dad? I know I'm not a kid at 19 or 20, but I've only ever had, that was my like second ever job, a second ever big job, and I just felt like I could really do with some advice as what to do, because obviously I needed the money to pay for my car and stuff like that. So, which, after I said that, he basically said, the owner of the shop, well, how old are you again? And I said, whatever it was, 19, 20. To which he said, well, don't you think you're old enough to make your own decisions? And I just thought that was like really out of order. Some people think it's really bad, some people don't. But I just think that's so unfair. And I remember my own dad saying how nasty that was. Like, I've got a right to speak to someone about, it's money, it's job, it's important, you know. Obviously everyone needs money. So yeah, that was pretty awful. But anyway, so that happened, and I left my job that day, went straight round to my boyfriend's house, and I cried quite a lot. The thing is, I didn't particularly get on with everybody there. I mean, who does get on with everybody at a workplace? No one. But the girls were very, like, they had this like big ego, like, we're the best hairdressers, and we're the best, and there's no one better than us, and it was just, oh, I can't explain, it just wasn't very nice. When it comes to training, one of the girls at one time made a comment about me because we were doing some blow drying, and of course with blow drying you're lifting your arms up a lot, and I made a remark and I just said that, oh, my arms are starting to hurt lifting them up so much, to which this girl said, well, maybe you need to gain some weight and grow some muscle. Now looking back, that's worse than I actually thought it was at the time. That's horrific. Like, to make a comment on my weight, you know, and I think whether someone says someone's too big or too small, like, it's all just as bad, really. Let's face it. I mean, it was just horrible. Like I said to my friend, like, how does she not know that I've got anorexia or some sort of, you know, problem with eating? Like, she doesn't know that. That's so, you would never say something like that. It's just awful. It just, little things like that just happened, you know, now and then. It was really horrible, and it just didn't work out anyway, so I didn't really care, but I did cry because I lost my job. It is horrible. After that, I got a job at a little hairdresser's down the road, and the lighting's awful. I got a little job at a hairdresser's down the road, and it was okay, but it was only me working there as a hairdresser. I was all on my own, and yeah, it just, I don't know, it was just boring. It was a really small salon, and it just wasn't, there was no potential in it, let's just say that. So I carried on applying for different jobs for another month at least, and basically in the end, I had a few messages I had a few messages off this care company that look after elderly people, and I thought I'd give it a go. At first I thought, but then I decided that I needed to stop being so picky with what I do. You know, you can always change in the long run. You don't have to do it forever. That's just life. So I've been waiting now for like 2 months. I've been on a 3-day training course. So I've had my DBS check and everything, and I'm waiting to start that job. I did a shadow shift the other day, and I worked with an experienced carer, and we went round to her clients. Some of them had dementia, some of them were 96, 98 years old, and they all just needed a lot of care and attention and love. And it was really great. I really enjoyed it. It's so nice to give something back, and to help people is such a satisfying thing, even when the job is quite hard, which it is. A lot of people said to me, caring is a very hard, demanding job, lots of hours. You do things that you would find unpleasant, which, of course you're going to, but I'm quite strong. I'm quite strong-willed, and it's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, for all I know, one of them ladies could have been my own mum. In 30 years. Say 30. It sounds good. In 30 years. So, see what I mean? So I can't be nasty about it at the end of the day. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and things are looking up, and I did get upset for quite a while because none of these jobs were getting back to me, and I couldn't figure out why. But now I know that some job websites, like, the jobs are still up there, but like the positions were filled like months ago. So never get your hopes down, basically, because you just don't know, and you've just got to keep trying and just go for something new and different. It has to interest you to an extent, obviously. There's no point me saying I'll go and be a bin lady if it doesn't interest me, because then I just wouldn't be happy and I wouldn't enjoy myself. But that's just my opinion. And a lot of people will say that about care as well. Well, but that'd be boring, that'd be too demanding, and that's their opinion. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, times were quite bleak before. I wasn't getting any responses and stuff like that, and in the end I went for something, and I'm really happy I did. At the end of the day, sometimes you have to just give things a shot, and to sit in front of a lady after an interview and to say, yeah, I'll do it, it's quite satisfying, actually. I mean, this is only my 3rd ever job. The first 2 were hairdressers, and now this is care, so we'll see. The contract's quite bad, but the hourly wage is I think it's like just over twice as much as I got paid as a hairdresser. So it's going to be interesting when it comes in terms of wages to see what happens as well. But yeah, thanks for watching my video. I hope I didn't move around too much. But have a lovely day, and I'll see you all soon. Mwah, love, Jess.